your primetime local news leader. Fox 22 News at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, 4 people are facing charges after police raided a home in Anson.
33-year-old Anna Gunter and 34-year-old Justin Atwood, both of Anson, are being charged with aggravated trafficking and scheduled drugs. Meanwhile, 24-year-old Erica Long of Madison is charged with unlawful furnishing of drugs and violation of conditions of release. 39-year-old Scott Meadows of Anson is charged with violation of conditions of release as well. Somerset County Sheriff Dale Lancaster says the illegal drugs seized during the search have a street value of roughly $48,000. He says the search at the home on the River Road was part of a months-long investigation into the sale of illegal drugs at that residence. Well, a Madison man has been arrested in connection with the death of a man from Anson. 61-year-old Roland Flood is being charged with murder. On July 8th, 57-year-old Mark Tribune was found dead inside his vehicle at a cemetery on East Houghton Street in Madison. The office of the chief medical examiner ruled his death a homicide. Flood was arrested today, and state police spokesperson Shannon Moss says he had lived with Tribune in Anson shortly before Tribune was killed. Flood was taken to the Somerset County Jail. He'll be arraigned at a later date.
A Waterville man was sentenced to almost a decade behind bars today in U.S. District Court in Bangor for trafficking fentanyl. 32-year-old Patrick Hansen will spend a little over 9 years in prison, followed by 6 years of supervised release. He pleaded guilty in November of last year, and according to court records, in October of 21, officers with the Waterville Police Department arrested Hansen after receiving information that he'd threatened another individual. After his arrest, Hansen was found to have a total of 7 packages of suspected narcotics on his person or in his immediate possession, including one package that he'd kicked under the door while at the police station. A Bangor federal judge found him to be a career offender under federal sentencing guidelines, which subjected him to a higher sentence.
Well, 4 state troopers are recovering from injuries sustained after they were struck by a 24-year-old driver Sunday night, and police say they believe that driver was high on cannabis at the time of the crash. The use of recreational cannabis is legal for adults here in Maine. However, the crash raises questions about how investigators determine if someone is actively influenced by the drug. There are around 90 certified drug recognition experts in the state of Maine, one of whom is VZ Patrol Officer Christopher Gray. Officer Gray says there are several indicators they look for when trying to determine if someone is under the influence of marijuana, including bloodshot eyes, eyelid tremors, or any alteration in the person's perception of time and distance. He says officers perform roadside tests, which give them a better picture of if someone might be under the influence, and if the person submits to a breath test and alcohol is ruled out, a drug recognition expert is called in. That's when they use a 12-step evaluation to determine whether someone is in fact under the influence of a drug.
This is our drug recognition expert box. So basically this has all of the tools that we need to accurately perform a drug recognition evaluation. We take vital signs, we'll take your pulse, we'll take your blood pressure, things like that. We'll check your pupils, we'll check your body temperature, and other evaluations that will determine whether or not your body is sped up or slowed down, or whether or not you're normal.
The driver involved in the crash remains in jail on $250,000 cash bail, and if he's able to make bail, he will then be ordered not to use alcohol or marijuana or operate a motor vehicle.
An arson fire in Bangor yesterday has left some asking questions about the city's vacant properties. During yesterday's fire, 2 people were safely escorted from the building by the Bangor Police Department. A member of the Bangor community who wishes to remain anonymous said they believe that building was one of the city's vacant properties and that the people inside were squatters. City officials were unable to confirm whether or not the building was vacant or if the people inside had a right to be there. But Bangor's Director of Code Enforcement, Jeff Wallace, says that the city is looking into it.
Still not sure yet whether there was an arrangement for them to be there or if it was a squatting situation. I'll be happy when there are 0 buildings on our vacant and placarded list. We are taking some active steps.
The Elm Street fire comes 2 years after a fire at a vacant property in Bangor left 3 people dead. There are currently 67 vacant properties in Bangor. That's down significantly from 208 in 2020. To address the remaining buildings, the City Council voted in May to raise Bangor's vacant property fee. To share concerns about a vacant property, you can contact Bangor's Code Enforcement Office.
In other news tonight, several groups are trying to get former President Donald Trump off the ballot, saying he violated the Constitution and doesn't qualify. And some states, including Maine, are looking into the idea. Section 3 of the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution says that any American official who takes an oath to uphold the Constitution is disqualified from holding future office if they, quote, engaged in insurrection or rebellion or had, quote, given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof, end quote. Maine Secretary of State says her offices are looking at whether each candidate qualifies, just like they do for every major election.
Each state chief election officials, myself included, and chief legal officials like our attorneys general have an obligation to look at those laws very carefully, look at the facts of specific candidacies, and make a fair, dispassionate determination.
New Hampshire Secretary of State, who is a Republican, reportedly asked the state's attorney general to look into it earlier this week. Trump calls the plan election interference, and a Florida judge recently ruled against that effort.
Mobilized Recovery held a day-long event at the Governor Hill Mansion to recognize the first day of National Recovery Month. Our Matthew Jurancic has that story.
Following President Biden recognizing September as National Recovery Month, Mobilized Recovery helped bring that historic designation to life.
It's a month in which we can, really focus to lift the voices and the stories of individuals who made it through, very traumatic and very dark periods of their lives.
Friday's event is part of a national movement by Mobilized Recovery that looks to provide a community for people in recovery, family members, and recovery allies. This is one of 8 regional events across the country. The day-long event is used as a way to educate Americans about substance use treatment and accessing mental health services in order to live healthy and rewarding lives.
If we're not willing to step forward ourselves and, give our stories, we're going to remain in the darkness. We're no different than any other human being.
Maine legislators, members of Maine Recovery Advocacy Project, and others shared stories of their encounters with substance abuse and where they are today. They were joined by Governor Mills' Director of Opioid Response, Gordon Smith, who acknowledges the work the recovery community is doing in combating this widespread problem.
These are allies of the governor and mine, and I have the privilege of being here to represent Governor Mills. We are doing slightly better this year, and we need to continue to do better.
Smith says July's overdose report highlights this. He says the state saw an 8% decrease in overdoses from this time last year. Gordon says this may seem like a small number, but says those numbers and events like this make him optimistic for the future.
There's no reason to think that, particularly today on September 1st, there's no reason to think that we can't make quite a lot of progress on this in the governor's remaining 3.5 years.
In Augusta, Matthew Jurancic, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, Labor Day weekend signals not an end, but a change to tourism season in Bar Harbor. Our Doug Banks explains.
In some parts of the state, Labor Day weekend signals an end to tourism season. But here, tourism doesn't end. It changes.
The summertime is more of a steady busyness, where in the fall you just get big pops of busy time. So again, that affects scheduling and everything else that a business has to do to survive.
Labor Day weekend is the kickoff to our shoulder season.
What does shoulder season mean? Nope, not that shoulder.
It represents the time from after Labor Day weekend till around October, where demographics change from families to young adults and couples.
Our off-the-street traffic, our land-based tourism changes. It decreases, but then we get propped up by cruise ships.
That's our peak cruise ship season is September and October, and that's when we see the most ships that come here.
Acadia Public Affairs Officer Amanda Pollock reflects on the latest tourism trends heading into the fall.
We've noticed, especially after 2020 and 2021, that bell curve is kind of starting to flatten out a little bit in these fall months as people are coming up to enjoy the fall foliage and some of the cooler weather down over here by the coast.
In Bar Harbor, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The long Labor Day weekend coming up is going to be the last chance for many to take a road trip or a little getaway as the summer winds down. If you're planning to do that this weekend, well, you'll have plenty of company. AAA Northern New England Director of Public Affairs Pat Moody says domestic flight bookings are up 4% and international bookings up 44%. He says if you're traveling by car, be sure to pack a little extra patience.
I know it's going to be congested. Going through some of those larger metropolitan areas could take you up to 50% more time. So that risk is also increased. So you want to do everything that you can to keep yourself and the other folks on the road safe.
Moody says that includes driving sober and distraction-free. He also says the best day to travel is Sunday because that's expected to be the day with the fewest number of vehicles on the road. The worst times to drive are generally between 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. A lot of good things to keep in mind there as, you know, people traveling near and far, but no matter what, you're probably going to want to account for a little buffer time there.
Well, yeah, get a good night's sleep, you know, eat something so that you're not hangry behind the wheel, and most definitely pack your patience because this is the weekend where you're going to need it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, luckily, it appears that Mother Nature at least will be cooperating. Let's get a first check of our forecast and get a little more detail.
All right, thank you very much. Happy Friday. Your first word is brought to you by Driveway Maintenance Paving. We offer quality work at affordable prices, and we are talking about temperatures back up in the 70s today. But we're not going to stop there. Warmer temperatures are on the way, including 80s, and a lot of them heading into the holiday weekend and beyond. All right, so lots of clear skies gave us plenty of sunshine all day today. We loved it, didn't we? That'll be back again tomorrow before a few more clouds get in here, most likely on Sunday and Monday with a warm front. It's going to crank up our temperatures. But overall, high pressure is our friend. It's moving in now. And it's going to give us a beautiful weekend around here with temperatures getting warmer and warmer. Our forecast ends tonight, though, is looking at mostly clear skies, some dense fog late with low temperatures hanging out near 50. Your full forecast is coming up.
You'll be needing the fleece tonight when we walk our dogs.
Exactly. Yeah, a little cool, but I wouldn't say cold.
No, I'm ready for it. It's just going to be refreshing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, for sure. Well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, a world-renowned artist has a new art installation taking shape at College of the Atlantic. We'll have a preview.
And a unique tutoring workshop is helping Brewer High School students. Our David Ledford tells us all about it. Stay tuned for those stories and much more.
Who likes to drink good coffee? At Carabassa Coffee Company, we roast premium quality coffee beans from all over the world. Roasted to perfection in small batches, our coffee is always fresh. We offer a large selection, including our specialty blends, organics, single origins, decaf, and flavor. Whether you like light, medium, or dark roasts, we have coffee to suit every taste. We offer flat rate shipping for online orders, and we ship fast. Carabassa Coffee Company. Drink good coffee.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
There's never been a better time to get away. With a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away. Lease a Tucson for $239 a month or get 3.29% APR or get up to $2,500 bonus cash. Hurry, offer ends September 5th. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
Wherever you go, wherever you stay, all you need is one key. Earn and use rewards across Expedia, Hotels.com, and Vrbo.
Why are you here?
I want to get punished.
Fight!
Special Forces World's Toughest Test, September 25th on Fox.
Give your pets the attention they deserve with Bruce's Better Petter.
Okay, this product isn't real. It's snake oil. However, this is very real.
David Spade hosts a new game show that asks,
Is it real or is it snake oil?
Snake Oil, series premiere Wednesday, September 27th on Fox.
Welcome back. A proposal to turn a Lewiston hotel into housing for people on the brink of homelessness could be dead. It all appears to come down to 18 square feet. As Asia Reed explains, it comes after the Board of Appeals shot down a variance request.
Living in a room with 2 kids, a mother and a father, for 300 square feet? You can't do it.
Appeals Board member Jim Horn voted against the proposal to lower the minimum size of a place you can live. Lewiston Housing Authority wants to purchase the Ramada Inn on Pleasant Street for $7.5 million. Nearly $4 million would come from state funding, the rest from loans. The goal, turn the property into more than 100 affordable housing studio apartments.
What we have here is a willing seller and a willing buyer, and I don't believe that the city should get in the middle of that transaction.
The problem is most of the rooms are 282 square feet, 18 square feet below the minimum requirement for a dwelling. But some appeals board members said the variance could alter the hotel's character. Lewiston residents like Pauline Goodis agrees.
I don't think anyone should be living in a tent, but we don't change a character of a neighborhood.
City Councilor Bob McCarthy says he supports transitional housing, but not at the Ramada.
The problem comes in the location.
McCarthy doesn't think the options for transitional housing have been feasible, like the one at the old Sun Journal building, which is now off the table. He thinks the state needs to step up.
I think the state is failing. I think with all of the excess money they had in this last round of the budget, they could have put up enough money to fully fund a homeless shelter.
And that was Asia Reed reporting. One note here, our media partners WGME spoke with both Maine Housing and Lewiston Housing earlier today. They are working to determine what next steps will look like.
Bangor Housing provides affordable options for low and moderate income families, and on Friday they made sure these families were stocked up with goodies for back to school season. The Bangor Housing gym was filled with clothes for adults and children given to residents and community members at no cost. It's the 4th seasonal clothing giveaway. Free school supplies, backpacks, and other food items were also available. The organization's Director of Resident Services, Elizabeth Marsh, says tenants have been extremely grateful for this event.
We're just trying to kind of ease the burden for our residents so that they may not have the money to go back to school shopping or to buy clothes for work. And so we try to kind of offset some of that with some donations and try to make things a little bit easier for our residents.
Well, young students from Mount Desert Island and Tremont Elementary stopped by College of the Atlantic to get a look at the school's newest art installation, which is still in the works. Now, the man behind the winding piece of art is world-renowned artist Andy Goldsworthy. Starting on Route 3, the curbstone installation dips and curves its way through campus. The sculpture becomes flush with the ground when passing through walkways and ends at the school's pier on Frenchman Bay. Goldsworthy hopes his use of curbstone will serve as a reflection on the path every college student chooses to take.
The definition of curb is to restrict. This is a line that is an unrestricted line. This is a line gone off the normal track. It's gone off-road. It's taken a journey. It's taken a chance. It's meandering. It's not a direct line.
Road line is open for the public to see. It's not clear right now when the work of art will be officially completed, though.
Well, with the kickoff of September, students everywhere are heading back to class, and one Maine school is trying to make the transition a little smoother. Our David Ledford has more.
Brewer High School's Witches Workshop is a tutoring program that brews up something different for students. Rather than hiring a private tutor, students can take a trip to Suzette Pelletier's room for on-site tutoring and social support.
It is fairly unique. There are only a few other schools in the state that I'm aware of that have this particular program. We are much more than a tutoring center.
The program originated to help ease the transition back to school after the pandemic. Some say having a dedicated place to do their work has already made a difference in their education.
It's really nice being able to have this inside the school, and I can come in here and work whenever I want to. It definitely did help my grade in math, especially when I was able to come in here and make something up if I needed to. If I need help, have a question, I'm able to just get it right here.
While many come to visit to work on their latest assignments, some students say the program goes beyond help with schoolwork.
I struggle and like anxiety and all that, it just helped. When I come here, I can get the work done at my pace.
The workspace was recently refurbished for returning students with new seating and learning resources. Pelletier says that schools across the state could benefit from similar programs.
This is a very valuable asset to any high school. We know that our teens have a lot going on socially, emotionally, and it's just a gem to have in our building open all day to all of the students.
In Brewer, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, the manhunt for a dangerous fugitive in Pennsylvania continues. We'll have the latest.
And more on the latest jobs report, which shows a slowdown in hiring last month. We'll have details. Stay tuned for those stories and more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 continues.
Moosehead Medicine, Greenville's favorite dispensary. Our knowledgeable staff will guide you on your journey to find the perfect remedy specifically for you. From pain relief to relaxation, Moosehead Medicine has what you need to improve your well-being. Stop by Moosehead Medicine today and discover the power of nature's healing.
I ran the consumer-owned utility on Swans Island, and it was a failed experiment for our community. That's why I'm so concerned about question 3. It will be a massive $13.5 billion gamble that puts politicians in control of our power. It will lead to higher energy bills, and they're not even required to have an operations plan when they take over. Mainers can't afford this costly proposal. Please vote no on question 3.
The Sebec Lake House proves that Days World is ready for any challenge. The client had very high standards for this entire project. You can tell by Sebec Lake actually being in granite in the floor. Days World had to match those high standards, and we did with the Mitsubishi electric equipment that we carry. They didn't want any diffusers on that first level.
You cannot see the diffusers anywhere, just like they promised. We trusted Dave's World with this project, and we're very pleased with the results, and I'd highly recommend them.
The Cowboys from Hell return. Pantera. Live in concert. September 7th. Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. Pantera. For the fans, for the brothers, for legacy. Their first tour in over 20 years. With special guest, Lamb of God. On sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com. Pantera.
Maine's #1 Kia dealer, Van Sickle Kia, has a cost-friendly Kia with your name on it. Choose from our fleet of front-wheel drives, all-wheel drives, hybrids, and fully electric vehicles, all affordable, tech-packed, and great on gas. Check out the all-new 2023 Kia Niro Hybrid with 54 mpg highway, or check out the new 2023 Kia Sportage or Sorento. All come loaded with safety features and are great on gas. Plus, get Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty, the best in the business.
The best cars, the best prices, and the best warranty. I'm Peter Van Sickle. I guarantee it.
Moosehead Medicine, Greenville's favorite dispensary. Our knowledgeable staff will guide you on your journey to find the perfect remedy specifically for you. From pain relief to relaxation, Moosehead Medicine has what you need to improve your well-being. Stop by Moosehead Medicine today and discover the power of nature's healing.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Authorities are continuing the desperate search for a convicted killer who escaped from prison and has now been on the run for more than a day and a half. Fox's Christina Coleman has details.
This person is dangerous.
Concern for those living in the suburbs of Philadelphia, as local, state, and federal authorities are involved in a massive manhunt in the area around Westchester, Pennsylvania, desperately searching for an escaped prisoner they say is extremely dangerous.
We will not stop until he is in custody. Law enforcement is still utilizing helicopters, drones, and dogs.
While awaiting a transfer to state prison, 34-year-old Danilo Cavalcante somehow fled the Chester County Prison days after he was given a life sentence for stabbing his ex-girlfriend to death in front of her 2 children in 2021. And prosecutors say he did it because she found out he's wanted in his home country of Brazil for a 2017 murder.
Brazilian authorities have a homicide warrant for him as well relating to a 2017 murder, which he fled Brazil to Puerto Rico and then entered the country illegally. So this is a very, very dangerous man.
Authorities believe Cavalcante is on the run alone.
At first, I didn't think it was a big deal until I heard how dangerous the guy is. He really has nothing to lose. So this is like something that you see in the movies.
They are warning residents to not approach him if they see him, but to immediately call 911.
People need to take every precaution possible, lock your doors, keep your eyes on your kids, and keep your eyes on your neighbors and your friends.
This is not the first time an inmate has escaped from this prison. Also, the warden did not explain how Cavalcante got away. Christina Coleman, Fox News.
There's a contentious new trend in the strategies businesses use to protect themselves from property crimes: electric fencing. Fox's Dan Springer is in Seattle, Washington with details.
Whether it's thieves stealing heavy equipment in Georgia or catalytic converters in California, breaking and entering has become an epidemic. It's put a bullseye on the back of every business that stores their valuables outside, including Aberg's Tool and Equipment Rentals in Tacoma, Washington.
It is desperation. We're desperate to keep our products where our products are meant to be, have it here for our customers, and so we can make money and go home to our families.
Alex Bacon says Aberg's was broken into an average of 2 to 3 times a week, even though he had security cameras, barbed wire fences, and motion detectors. Totally fed up, last December he had an electric fence installed, and since then,
it's been absolutely amazing. 0 break-ins, totally stopped everything we were dealing with.
Permits for electric fences in Tacoma have more than tripled the last year and a half. Driving the business are equipment rentals and car dealerships. State Farm reports catalytic converter theft nationwide is up 400% since 2019. But this shocking solution does have its critics. Homeless advocate Rob Huff told us, quote, use of electric fences in the city will create a safety risk for children, will likely cause electrical interference for those who live near, and will do nothing meaningful to address homelessness. But business leaders say homeless encampments are a big part of the problem.
They're selling drugs, they're manufacturing drugs, fencing stolen vehicles. You've got pit bulls running around going after people. It's a zoo, and there's no policy in place to make them move away.
As for safety, industrial leader Amarak, which has seen double-digit growth each of the last 5 years, showed us a video of what the 7,000-volt shock looks like. The city of Tacoma just passed an ordinance allowing these electric fences to be built in the downtown area and also places that are zoned for commercial and mixed use. There was some controversy over safety concerns, but the risk to non-criminals is really zero because they always sit behind chain link fences, so you have to go through or above the chain link fence to get to the electric fence. In Seattle, Dan Springer, Fox News.
The latest jobs report released today shows a slowdown in hiring in August, and it comes as the Biden administration unveils a new plan to extend overtime pay to millions of workers. Fox's Rebecca Castor with that story.
A slowdown in hiring and fewer pay raises does not sound like good news for workers. But it's what the Federal Reserve is hoping will bring down inflation and prevent another spike in interest rates.
When I look at what happened to the unemployment rate, when I look at the increase in labor force participation, when I look at the slowdown in wage gains, to me that points to a Fed pause in September.
The latest jobs report shows 187,000 jobs were added in August, more than expected, but still low compared to the hot job market earlier this year. Unemployment rose to 3.8%.
This jump in unemployment is due entirely to more people coming into the labor market. I think that's a sign of optimism, of people looking for jobs.
The White House continuing to praise Bidenomics for preventing a U.S. recession.
It wasn't that long ago that 20 million Americans were out of work. But the American people didn't give up.
But the president's critics say he's to blame for high consumer prices and record high interest rates.
You have 2 out of 3 American families saying, no, these things aren't working for me. I'm in worse shape than I was 4 years ago.
Meanwhile, the Biden administration is proposing a new rule that would make 3.6 million more U.S. workers eligible for overtime pay. but business groups are pushing back.
The new proposal requires employers to pay overtime to most salaried workers that make less than $1,059 a week. It's likely, however, the rule will be contested in court before taking effect. In Washington, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
Interest on federal student loans resumed today for the first time in more than 3 years. Borrowers still have until October 1st before payments are due again. Bills are expected to be sent out at least 21 days before the first due date. The Biden administration says it will not penalize borrowers who miss payments during the first year. The administration is also touting its new income-driven repayment plan known as SAVE. For borrowers who sign up for the plan, payments will be decided based off their current income and family size.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, the Pentagon has created a new website for Americans to report UFO sightings.
And we'll have a first look at tonight's Sports Blitz. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Hell's Kitchen.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
You need to commit your part in this journey.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Stop by Dirt Road Cafe today for fresh baked cinnamon rolls, bread, whoopie pies, and cookies. Dirt Road Cafe specializes in nutritious farm-to-table meals for your family from ours. Why choose fast food when you can choose Dirt Road Cafe, offering the most affordable grab-and-go home-cooked meals around? Stop by today.
It wasn't just a little bit of soot on an old family photo. It wasn't just a couple of books soaked in water. And when you called Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, you were not just another customer. That family photo hangs high yet again, and those irreplaceable first editions stay cemented in history. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
Hey, excuse me. Could you tell me how to get to Down East Toyota?
That's easy. All roads lead to Down East. If your current ride is not up to par, swing by Down East. Drive off in a new Tacoma or a Highlander with financing as low as 3.99% APR for 48 months. Get a grip on your fuel bills with one of Toyota's electrified vehicles. See the latest inventory at downeasttoyota.com.
Pretty nice.
Thanks.
I was talking about your truck.
All roads lead to Down East on Wilson Street in Brewer.
Please join us for the 3rd annual Kevin Call Jr. Truck and Tractor Pull, sponsored by Darling. Located at the Penobscot Snowmobile Club in Herman, gates open at 8 a.m. on September 16th. Admission $10, children 12 and under free. We will have full concessions as well as raffle tickets for your chance to win a 2024 Skidoo Renegade. Enjoy 10-plus classes of pulling, including trucks, tractors, and even semis. Brought to us by Maine State Truck and Tractor Pullers Association. Visit Sled Herman on Facebook for more info.
Brickmasters, here we are again asking our builders to create something beautiful and then destroying it.
Thursday, September 28th, Lego Masters is back with a colossal new season.
That is huge.
And all the drama you can handle.
Get out of here.
We have a problem. It's literally sink or swim. Please float, please float, please float. We got a minifig down.
Lego Masters season premiere, Thursday, September 28th on Fox.
Stop by Dirt Road Cafe today for fresh baked cinnamon rolls, bread, whoopie pies, and cookies. Dirt Road Cafe specializes in nutritious farm-to-table meals for your family from ours. Why choose fast food when you can choose Dirt Road Cafe, offering the most affordable grab-and-go home-cooked meals around? Stop by today.
It's a website of galactic proportions. After months of anticipation, the Pentagon is officially launching an online site for logging UFO sightings. Fox's Madeline Rivera has more.
The truth is out there, and the Pentagon is unveiling a new website aimed at learning more about UFOs.
This will be something that will continue to keep the public updated on.
The site, which was launched by the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, or AARO, will be full of declassified pictures, videos, and other reports of unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs. Eventually, users will also be allowed to submit information for AARO to then review.
As we move ahead into the future, there will be a subsequent update to that site that will allow DoD service members or civilians to provide reports via a private and secure means.
Interest in UAP skyrocketed this summer after a whistleblower told a House Oversight Committee in July he believed the government was covering up evidence of non-human technology. He pointed to sightings by commercial pilots of objects with flight patterns they could not understand.
We have nothing that can stop in midair and go the other direction, nor do we have anything that can, like in our situation, come down from space, hang out for 3 hours, and go back up.
The Department of Defense hopes this new site will increase transparency.
AARO is focused on the facts, taking in information.
AARO plans to launch its reporting tool in the fall, first for government employees and service members. There isn't a timeline yet as to when the public will be able to submit reports. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Well, switching gears now, for people without vision loss or blindness, sight can often be taken for granted. And while traditional guide dogs are available for people who need help navigating their surroundings, researchers overseas believe their robotic guide dog armed with room mapping sensors could be a better fit. Fox's Lauren Green has the story.
In the near future, robotic dogs could replace actual canines as service animals for people who are blind and visually impaired. That's the vision of researchers at the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology. They're busy customizing a four-legged bot to see how well it can safely navigate people who can't see. The team outfitted the robo-dog with special room mapping sensors, which use cameras and lasers to identify its surroundings.
You can create a map on the spot and then can decide which is the best path to take to reach the target.
Those sensors are also critical in ensuring the dog reacts to unexpected objects that may cross its path.
It can avoid dynamic obstacles, like if some people or some other obstacles show up.
And while traditional guide dogs are already helping people with extreme vision loss, Swiss researchers say the pups have their limitations, citing how their robotic dog can be programmed to do specific tasks in unfamiliar places. The team also believes their technology is perfect for blind people who may be allergic to real dogs, but still need assistance getting around.
I mean, for some people, they are still a good option, but they are very costly to train, and not all people want to actually have a dog.
As researchers continue working on their robot guide dogs, their invention could have real impacts across the country. According to the CDC, roughly 6 million Americans suffer from vision loss, and 1 million are blind. Lauren Green, Fox News.
Definitely an interesting option.
Yeah, it is, and you can see some of the benefits kind of coming there. But I think you and I are both a little bit biased as dog owners too.
Yeah, because we're dog people. But
right.
They bring up the point of, what if you're vision impaired and you have a dog allergy, especially a severe dog allergy? What do you do at that point?
Right.
So I think there definitely are sort of specific niche concerns where that could be an option if it's out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Really cool to see that, and our full forecast coming up next. It's going to be a good one.
High temperatures, mostly in the 70s out there today, but 80s are not far behind, and even some mid to upper 80s are on the way. Details on that when I come back.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
Are plumbing problems giving you a headache? Look no further than Sprague's Plumbing Solutions. With more than 10 years' experience, Sprague's Plumbing Solutions has the knowledge to assist with your plumbing issues. Whether it's a service, remodel, new build, or commercial, we've got you covered. For reliable, professional plumbing services, call Sprague's Plumbing Solutions today for a free estimate. 951-1637. We're here to make your plumbing problems disappear.
Motorcycle accidents happen fast.
The bike was totaled. I was seriously hurt.
I needed someone with a track record of helping injured bikers.
If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, you're going to need everything you are entitled to. Find out what your case may really be worth.
They got me way more than I thought I'd get.
Every dollar I deserve.
And there was no fee. until they won my case.
They really do mean business.
Problem solved.
The law offices of Joe Bornstein. Maine lawyers working for Maine people.
Harvey High is now in session. Today's subjects, science.
Name something that can make the earth move.
Heavy rain.
Hold on, it's raining.
Health class.
Something you drop in the toilet and still use it afterwards.
Toothbrush.
Nah, I'm not sticking that in my mouth. We're not doing teeth brushing today.
Get schooled with Family Feud.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
LiftMaster is the #1 professionally installed garage door opener. Can alert you if you left it open and let you close it from most anywhere in the world. And where's the best place to get your LiftMaster? From PDQ Door. PDQDoor.com.
That's my guess.
Celebrity Name That Tune premieres September 19th on Fox.
All right, thank you. Your full weather's brought to you by Varney Ford, the nice car and truck people. And let's talk about this. Yes, summer is going to hold on even after Labor Day weekend. We're talking about high temperatures through much of next week in the mid to even upper 80s around here. We've been waiting for that all summer. In fact, here it comes, though, at the end of Labor Day, right? All right, the big picture shows us lots of heat building across the Midwest and the Great Lakes, and not just for them, but also for us, above average temperatures through the first week or so of September, and that's going to firmly put us back up in the 80s or so. The wind out there today, though, out of the west-southwest pretty much all day long today. This will actually go calm for a bit tonight, but it's getting more humid out there as well with that southwest breeze. So look for dense fog again tonight as the air goes calm, and we have a dew point settling near the mid-40s or so across much of the region. All right, look at this thing. It's on. There's just no clouds across the area right now. A beautiful day. We'll call it mostly clear skies tonight. A couple clouds later on are not going to be a big deal at all. But overall, high pressure is building in, a strong area of high pressure. High pressure is sinking air, but the air around it goes like this. It goes clockwise, right? So when you get on the back side of these things, it tends to get warmer with the southwest wind. That's going to happen for us beginning really tomorrow, but really kicking in for Sunday, Monday, into Tuesday. Futurecast shows the mostly clear skies out there tonight, then overnight tonight, maybe some areas of fog. Tomorrow morning, still lots of clear skies. There could be a couple puffy clouds throughout the day tomorrow. It will not be a big deal. Here comes the warm front, though, and that could easily give us a sprinkle early Sunday morning. Again, this will not be a big deal. Most of us will stay dry. The warm front goes through. The dew points go up. It gets incredibly humid around here again, and then we are off to the races with a great day for us on Sunday to Monday, and temperatures slowly climbing. All right, tropics are all good right now. Two systems kind of moving away from us. We are in good shape for the weekend and beyond. The rainfall, of course, here's a drought monitor. Comes out every Thursday. And we have been really dry across the Midwest and Plains. But for us, of course, it's been wet around here. No drought concerns at all across the state right now. Our forecast tonight, though, lots of clear skies out there. Low temperatures down near 50 and a calm wind after midnight. For tomorrow, all right, partly cloudy and warmer. We're going to go for 80, and I think we're going to do it. That south wind, though, could make some waves, gusting near 25 throughout the afternoon. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows a really nice summer-like story here. 80 tomorrow, 83 on Sunday, 85 for Monday, Labor Day. And look what happens. We keep those warmer temperatures Tuesday into Wednesday of next week.
Whew, all right, do not put your air conditioners away quite yet.
Not just yet. Summer is staying around.
Making
at least
one final stand.
Yeah, at least for the next week.
All righty.
All right, well, sports is coming right up next with Tyler Cruz. Stay with us.
Are you fed up with high prices at the pump? Do monthly utility bills drain your wallet?
If you're nodding your head yes, Renewal by Andersen is your best solution. They custom build and install weather-tight replacement windows and back them with a generous, fully transferable limited warranty.
Call now to schedule your free design consultation. Plus, take advantage of this limited time offer with incredible savings and attractive financing.
The better way to a better window. Renewal by
Looking to buy or sell your home in eastern and central Maine? Look no further than Melissa Bartlett of Better Homes and Gardens Masiello Group. With more than 25 years of experience in the industry, multi-millions in sales, and 5-star recommendations, Melissa knows the ins and outs of the market, making your real estate journey seamless. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned investor, Melissa's expertise will guide you every step of the way. Your journey to a new home starts here with your Maine move and Melissa Bartlett. Call today and let her experience be your advantage.
There's never been a better time to get away. With a great deal on the Hyundai you've always wanted. With America's best warranty and up to 3 years complimentary maintenance. It's your journey. Own every mile at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in and get away.
Lease a Santa Fe for $259 a month or get 3.29% APR or $2,500 bonus cash. Hurry, offer ends September 5th. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
It was quiet for too long. Now, college football is back. And so is the noise. Wow. Bring on the rivalries. Watch out! Hold down the fort. What a game! Feel what you've been missing. Listen to this drop. College football on Fox. Touchdown! Unbelievable!
Tonight's sports is brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary, providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at the most affordable prices.
Welcome back in. It is finally here. It is week 1 of the high school football season. It's been a long, quiet summer since baseball and basketball have ended. And softball, we are back with all of the action. 7 games coming your way right now. As we always do, it's time for our Friday night kickoff. Starting at Cameron Stadium, the Bangor Rams taking on the Lawrence Bulldogs. Here's Jack Shook looking deep to Trey Tennant, makes the grab for the big gain. Later in the half we go. Bangor at the goal line. Kyle Johnson gets a hole. He gets in untouched. Rams win 20-6. They are 1-0. All right, let's go to Falmouth, or let's go to Wyndham now with Skowhegan. Wyndham with it, looking for the big play here, and he is going to break away all the way down the sideline. That's going to result in 6. It's a big day for the Wyndham Eagles. 35-0 is the final. Let's go to Falmouth now. Messalonsky, they're taking on the Navigators in week 1, and it was all Eagles tonight. Tatum Doucette airing one out for Garrett Card, number 4. That is a long touchdown. Messalonsky rolls 48-8 is the final in that one. Look at the celebration. I'd be happy too after catching that bomb. 47-8 actually. Let's move on now. Herman Hawks, they're taking on a new Class C opponent in the Brewer Witches. Third quarter, Herman up. Their first play of the half is an outside run to Damon Kimball. That big gain is going to set up another score. Hawks win big in this one, 44-12. All right, let's move on now to Old Town. Coyotes taking on Winslow. 7:30 left in the first. 4th down for Winslow. Liam Fortin finds Matthew Curon in the flat, and he will outrun every Coyote in sight. That's a 40-yard touchdown. 7-0 Raiders. They would win. First, let's go on to Bucksport now, taking on the Stearns Minutemen. 2 contenders last year. First quarter, no score. Golden Bucks looking to move the chains. Look at Gavin Holyoke, a little tip drill to himself. They would get up the first down. Bucksport wins 30-12. All right, Orono Red Riots, the defending 8-man small champs. Look at Ben Francis cutting up the field, making everybody miss. He looks like Gronk in his prime right there. 2 guys miss on his way to the end zone. Riots win big. They picked up where they left off. 57-6 is the final. All right, let's go. Time for some other football scores from around the area here. South Portland over Coney, 20-6 in Class B North. Gardner over Mount Blue, 37-12. Oceanside would beat Cape Elizabeth in Class C, and then MCI and Nokomis are going at it tomorrow. That is at 1 p.m. at Nokomis. And some more scores. Foxcroft over John Baptist. They start their title defense hot, 54-6. Lisbon beats Belfast, 34-12. Camden Hills beats Morse. That's a low-scoring affair, 6-0. And then Waterville beats Spruce Mountain, 34-0. Speaking of football here, Maine football kicks off their season on Saturday evening in Miami at 6:30 against Florida International. Black Bears head into week 1 against an FBS opponent for the second straight season. There's a lot of newness this year for head coach Jordan Stevens and company. Maine lost 26 players from last year's roster. They brought in 37 new guys to the team as well. Also, Coach Stevens bringing in 6 new coaches since the end of last year, including a new offensive and defensive coordinator. So it's safe to say we are going to learn a lot about Maine tomorrow night.
You know, we've had a lot of new pieces. We're going to find out a lot about ourselves in this first game, no matter what. I mean, there's going to be some highs, there's going to be some lows, and we'll have to just get to the next play and fix them, you know, and grow from the first game. But I do know that this team is really close, and they're focused on this game and having the right outcome.
All right, looking forward to that one. Let's stay in Orono now and over to some field hockey. Maine field hockey playing Boston University this afternoon, trying to pick up win number 2 on the year. Black Bears looking for 2 in a row after beating Providence last weekend. Picking it up in the third quarter, Maine down 1. Teresa Holubkova inserts the corner. Poppy Lambert finds Mallory McKenzie, and she scores to tie the game at 1. A couple minutes later, it's Lambert again sending it in. It ends up with Saylor Kufler. Her shot crosses the line. That is ruled a goal, and it gives Maine a 2-1 lead. Still in the third, a BU corner. Peyton Anderson shoots. It's blocked, sent out, but right to Alex Purcell. She goes top shelf. Terriers, they tie this one at 2, and we would head to overtime. 6 minutes in, Thalia Stiensens rifles this one down past the Black Bear defense. Great pass, and Amalia Pierce one-on-one, and she finishes it up. Black Bears, they lose a tough one. 3-2 is the final. All right, let's stay with some field hockey here. Down the road at Orono High School, the Riots hosting Dexter. We're going to pick this up in the second half. No score. Tigers on the corner. That gets sent in, but look at Abby DeRozier. She's going to step up and stop to keep it scoreless. So late in the fourth we go. No time left on the clock. Tigers with another corner. This is going to go in, and a perfect pass sets up the game-winning goal with no time left on the clock. Tigers take the win 1-0. All right, that is all the time we have for sports. We'll have a full sports blitz for you at 11, but we'll be right back for now after the break.
Moosehead Medicine, Greenville's favorite dispensary. Our knowledgeable staff will guide you on your journey to find the perfect remedy specifically for you. From pain relief to relaxation, Moosehead Medicine has what you need to improve your well-being. Stop by Moosehead Medicine today and discover the power of nature's healing.
Hammond Lumber Company has been a trusted partner of professional contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners for generations. It's the level of trust that Hammond Lumber has earned by providing an extensive selection of products and materials from industry-leading suppliers, with guidance and support through every stage of any project, including delivery of materials throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company is, has been, and will always be your building project partner.
Wherever you go, wherever you stay, all you need is one key. Earn and use rewards across Expedia, Hotels.com, and Vrbo.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Moosehead Medicine, Greenville's favorite dispensary. Our knowledgeable staff will guide you on your journey to find the perfect remedy specifically for you. From pain relief to relaxation, Moosehead Medicine has what you need to improve your well-being. Stop by Moosehead Medicine today and discover the power of nature's healing.
Pictionary.
Pizza delivery. Pizza Waiter is correct. Pizza correct. $2
Weekdays at 10 on Fox 22.
Welcome back. A friendly face greeting everyone driving through vacation land this Labor Day weekend. Today, Miles the Maine Turnpike Moose spent time at the northbound Kennebunk Service Plaza. His welcome comes as the Maine Turnpike Authority predicts more than 1 million vehicles will travel on the turnpike today through Monday. The MTA says this is an increase of nearly 3% over last year's Labor Day weekend. And if you're about to head out the door, you may want to wait a little bit so you don't sit in as much traffic.
Today's definitely going to be the busiest of the 4 days, and it's all coming northbound. 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. is when we really think we'll see that peak, but it will probably be busy well into the night.
And on Monday, they expect traffic to be the heaviest going southbound between noon and 7 p.m.
Hopefully the Turnpike Moose can keep everybody happy in the meantime. All right, well, if you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, be sure to check out the Maine Odd and Unusual show taking place at the Augusta Civic Center. According to Misty Lane, the organizer of the event will feature 98 vendors from across the state, and this is not your usual craft fair, folks. Vendors will be selling items from human skulls to taxidermy and everything odd you can imagine.
It is really the oddballs. It's the folks out there that don't have another place to go, another place to vend, another place to sell. And for customers, it's the only one in the state, it's the largest one in the state doing this kind of oddball, one-of-a-kind, unique show.
Well, the expo originally started in Waterville 2 years ago. However, due to an influx of vendors and participants, it was moved to the Civic Center. Coastal Creations co-owner Kelly Hutchinson says the event serves as a great way to form new connections.
Just the great experience of meeting people and just, making the connections with each other and having a great time.
Well, it is not too late to get your tickets. You can still purchase them on the organization's Eventbrite page until midnight tonight, so you do have a bit of time. That price point, $10, or you can get them at the door this weekend for $15. Cash only, though, folks.
We ran the story earlier, and you made a suggestion if you are an early holiday shopper and want to go get your Halloween decorations. So many cool, kind of creepy, spooky looking things there.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a great idea for anyone trying to get the jump on that.
Yeah, Halloween enthusiasts, I think that's your ticket.
Yeah, absolutely. Or just lovers of the odd and unusual, right?
Yeah, if you like unique items, yeah, that's your ticket.
Exactly.
Alrighty, folks, well, that is going to do it for us from everyone here at Fox 22 News. Take care and have a great rest of your Friday night.
Good night, everyone.